Hi, Jim Murphy for Elite Style Massage. So I'm doing a video today for you guys on hamstrings. So hamstrings on the back of the leg. Most people know the hamstrings because we spend so long in our adult life sitting with jobs that we do, driving. As we get older, things tend to stiffen up and tighten up. So hamstrings can get quite tight. So the hamstrings on the back of the leg, okay, because you spend a lot of your day in a kind of leg bent position, you do get short hamstrings over time. Now, people always come to me either when they first meet me or during treatments on future sessions, and they'll say to me, I've got tight hamstrings, I can't even touch my toes. Why do you need to touch your toes? Like, does that mean that they are really tight? You know, if you are sports specific, you're doing martial arts or you're a dancer, and there's a reason why you need to be extra flexible through the back of the leg there, that's a different kettle of fish. If you are just a normal person, working, might have kids, you might be doing a bit of gym work, you don't need to have massively flexible hamstrings. I can't touch my toes. I can't do the splits. Do I want to do the splits? Do I need to do the splits? There's a little test you can do to see really if your hamstrings are too tight. Now, touching your toes isn't a very good indicator anyway, because you could have a tight back, you could have tight hamstrings. You know, there could be a mixture of both. Also, if you've got any kind of lumbar problem, any disc problem, or if you've had back issues in the past, I wouldn't recommend trying to touch your toes, because it's not just the hamstrings, it's the back, it's the shoulders. You know, there's lots going on that could dictate why you could touch your toes and also why you couldn't touch your toes. So there's a little test I like to get people to do. So if you sit yourself on the floor with your bum back up against the wall, so your back's flat on the wall but your bum is as tight as it can be to the wall, and just see if you can put your legs flat so that your back of your knee is on the floor. Now, if you can do that comfortably and you don't feel like it's really pulling behind the back of the knee or slightly further up, your hamstrings aren't really that tight. You know, as long as you can get to 90 degrees, for most people, that should be adequate so you don't get problems from what would be known as having tight hamstrings. If you can't even put your leg flat on the floor, because I do come across people that are like that, your hamstrings are too tight, then you need to look at addressing the problem of short hamstrings. Now, there is an argument for passive stretching not being effective and active stretching being the only way to go. I disagree. I think that if you make your body do something, it will do it. It might take a little bit of time. Active stretching is more effective, and yoga teachers will tell you the same, and Pilates teachers. Yoga teachers are very used to stretching the body out and what they need to do with regard to active stretching. But if you sat for a long time with your leg bent, unfortunately over a period of time, that muscle's been held in a shortened position for such a long period of time, it does tend to shorten. If you sit with your leg straight all the time, over a period of time it will lengthen. So you can change the length of a muscle. Now, I do something I've been doing something recently for my hamstrings, because I get short hamstrings. I spend most of my day in a half squat or half lunge position doing massage, because I'm bent over my clients, I'm doing massage, I'm doing remedial work with people. So I'm spending a lot of my day, many hours, with my legs bent. So my hamstrings get short for that reason. So at home at night, sitting on my nice comfy sofa, I sit on the floor, like I've just done with my bum against the wall, sit my back right up against the back of the sofa, put my legs flat on the floor, my legs straight out in front of me, and I'll just sit and watch some telly. I did it for 45 minutes the other night. I might do anywhere from 30 seconds up to 2 minutes with my legs straight, and then I was switching and putting the soles of my feet together and pushing my knees down to the floor to get my adductors a little bit stretched, doing that for 20 or 30 seconds, then switching back. I was doing one leg at a time, just playing around with my leg straightened position. And over a 45-minute session of watching something on Netflix with my wife, my hamstrings felt really good at the end of that one session, and my back felt looser, because tight hamstrings will affect your back anyway. Now, I guarantee if your hamstrings are tight and you did that for just a week, see how your hamstrings feel by the end of the week. Now, the longer you hold your hamstrings in a straightened position, the more easy the muscle's going to find to be in that position anyway. So you're going to sit there and watch telly at night anyway. How long do you watch telly at night for? 1 hour? 2 hours? 3 hours? More? Are you spending a long time sitting, relaxing at night? Why not do some stretching? If you're working at your kitchen table, on your laptop, or you've got a computer desk, get a chair in front of you or to the side and put your leg up on your chair while you're working with your leg, and just 20 seconds, 30 seconds or more, and then switch legs and keep doing that. You could easily do that for a good period of time rather than just sitting with your legs bent the whole time. So again, if you can't touch your toes, don't get hung up on that. I'm just trying to reassure you that you don't need to touch your toes. You know, in what instance would you touch your toes? If I drop something on the floor, I don't need to bend down, stretching my hamstrings and rounding my back to pick something up. I use my legs. I bend down, I squat, and I pick it up. You know, you shouldn't be doing certain things to excess unless you need to with things like martial arts training, or you know, if you're a dancer or something like that. So there are instances where you need overstretched and over lengthened hamstrings, but it's not usually the case for most of us. So just a little bit of advice again for you guys here. Hopefully you're finding these videos helpful. If you can like and subscribe, that would be greatly appreciated. And if you've got any questions, put them in the comments below and I'll answer them for you. And thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you next time. Jim Murphy for Elite Style Massage.